What's up, our fellow Californians and everyone else? We're going over all the props in this episode, so get out your pen and your paper and get ready to exercise your right to vote, unless you don't live in America or California.
Welcome to the nichest episode of Ricker and Bond to ever exist. We talk about one country and one state with two persons' perspective.
You got way nicher than this. We talk about Adobe House all the time.
That's pretty niche. Okay, the fifth to fourth nichest episode yet of Ricker and Bond. Enjoy.
Enjoy.
How come you don't want me, man? You know that new style you're looking for? If you want to keep going, I will keep going tonight. What's up? Hello. What coolest thing?
Can't beat the fucking Clippers. Y'all make me sick with this shit.
Well, listen to this.
Politicians are a lot like that. They should be changed frequently for the same reason.
Yo, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to listen to Ricker and Bond.
We find it now.
Protect your cities.
Yo, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to listen to Ricker and Bond.
I never thought you'd be the one.
Put on a Boiler Room mix and let it go, you know.
Sometimes you
J.T.
just... What?
J.T. What's her name? There's Boiler Room is a club streaming thing, and that lady was called J.T.
Jati, Shadai, Saweetie.
They're all British over there in London. Most of them, at least.
They're all British over there in London. Yeah, most of them. There's a couple other people, but yeah, for the most part,
The majority.
they're all British. Yes.
Yeah. It's funny how that works, huh?
It's funny. Geolocation.
What is it? What am I, Google Analytics? I don't know.
What am I? The Thomas Guide? What am
What
I?
is that?
MapQuest is the
MapQuest.
phone book. I remember MapQuest.
Yeah, I was going to say we're old enough to like remember kind of vividly printing out the MapQuest page.
I remember my mom used to print out that shit.
Yeah, that's the same memory I have of your mom printing out MapQuest so we could go to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, and we'd look at you and we'd be like, "Who are you?" 24-year-old
Last time I
Ricker?
checked, I mean, the majority of my kids have dark skin, and you, I'm not really sure about. You kind of just showed up when you were like 16. Don't really have a memory of you. Was this a Rick and Morty episode where everybody's an evil character that I don't have memory of?
I think Chuck E. Cheese is done.
Yeah,
For good. That sucks.
Like-
It didn't make it through.
Chucky and Soup Plantation.
God, just two childhood staples, just gone. Really
Red Tomatoes
disappointing.
too. I mean, no one really knew Red Tomatoes, because if you knew Red Tomatoes, it's like, what are you doing? You're over there in Arizona. You're over there in Colorado or something. You can go to heck.
Yeah.
You can go heck yourself.
Go heck yourself and live in the butt. What's up? It's Ricker and Bond. Free flowing end of conversation. Whatever's appropriate at the time. You've been here before. If you haven't, welcome aboard.
First time.
First timer.
First time, long time.
We're gonna need to take your picture real quick and just your ID and a copy of your credit card, and we'll be good to go.
And 3, 2, 1, smile.
Awesome. All right, now let's do a silly one. 3, 2.
Say
What?
Ricker and Bond.
Oh, ma'am, you blinked. One more. 3, 2. Fuck, I'm out of space. Okay, one sec. Shit.
Ooh,
Okay.
that's
Okay, I
an
think I'm
inside
good.
joke, dude. We were saying before we started, you gotta run a multi-million-dollar pod just with 4 gigabytes ready to get on your hard drive.
You just have to have that new iPhone 12 with 250 gigs of storage.
250
storage.
gigs of storage.
It's a lot.
That's
I think
more
that's
than
like,
I have on my computer right now.
That's the mid. I think it goes up to 500 something on the Pro.
My cap on this computer is 372.
It's not very good at all.
Well,
I'll delete some stuff.
I do have 50 gigabytes worth of samples on there, but other than that, like what are those? Okay, a lot of
Maybe back those
contact. Yeah, I need a hard drive.
Maybe
What's up with
just
that? What's up
get a
with
new
that?
computer.
Yeah, what's up with that MacBook?
Oh, MacBook event or not a MacBook event, but an Apple event next month for sure. Not for sure, but highly rumored. Highly rumored. And there's only one thing they could announce because they just
Steve
announced
Jobs
the iPhone.
is dead.
He's been dead for almost 10 years.
They're going to announce
longer.
it finally.
They're going to show his body. The iSteve. Everybody gets a Steve in their own.
Dude. I wonder if he was like, yo, can we work on some Apple like biotechnology on my body while I'm dead? I'd be kind of down.
I don't know what he thought about death and shit.
I bet he was in there somewhere. He was like, hey, can we do something?
I know he didn't really care about money, which is interesting because a lot
He
of
likes marketing though.
Yeah, a lot of like rich entrepreneurs don't care about money. They just care about like grind. They're just like, oh, money, cool. That's like a side thing.
Yeah. Parallel to the little. I mean, you can like the idea of running a business without being obsessed with capital, kind of for yourself, I guess.
I read Steve Jobs' book biography, and he didn't
English?
write it. So a bibliography. No, it was in Spanish.
Okay.
And it was talking about his come up, his grind in his 20s, and when Apple was starting to get like its feet off the ground. And not once did they really talk about like him splurging on money or anything. He was always really minimalistic. One thing he did do that was pretty, I guess, kind of splurgy, but not really, kind of frugal too, is he would get a new car every 6 months and just return it and get another one. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Gets bored probably. That's what Ellen does with houses. She gets like a new house every year.
Gosh darn Ellen, dude.
Yeah, like let it appreciate for a year, flip it. Flip it? Must be nice. Must be cool.
50 Cent's Mike Tyson estate appreciated or depreciated with those 50 bedrooms?
Is that the fucking $50 million home?
It's the one that he had to like, part of the property he never visited because it was so big.
Oh, dude. And he bought it?
He bought it and he sold
it.
it. He bought it. It used to be Mike Tyson's, and then he sold it because he realized it's just ridiculous.
That's like Drake's $1 million home. No, $100 million home. But he built it himself. Like with his own money, I presume. But it's like, is that going to appreciate? Or is it going to depreciate?
I don't know. It's probably just dependent on real estate market, because I'm sure that with something so big, the actual physicalness of it does nothing but go down in value.
Well, it's a lot of real estate value is dependent on the other properties in the neighborhood. But if it's like a $100 million castle in the middle of buttfuck nowhere in Canada, and there's nothing else close to it, like what the fuck do you compare it to? You know? And Drake's been dead for 200 years. Like, what the fuck do we do with this? What, do we make it a museum? No one knows who fucking Drake is. No one gives a fuck.
You could spit out a random ass value, be like, hey, it's super exclusive, super isolated. That gives you a lot of time to think.
Like,
and you know how valuable time is.
It's kind of, I feel like it's only going to be valuable a couple, maybe like 1 or 2 generations after Drake's dead. And then it's just going to be like, all right.
Big ass Drake castle. I'll take it over, dude. I'll make a check
like
cheese, bring
it's like
soup plantation
Elvis's
back.
house. Who gives a fuck about Elvis's house?
Is it a nice house?
I don't know.
Yeah. If it was a nice house, I might care. Speaking of building nice things, dude, we've seen just a 2 giant upticks in the Anchor analytics over here at Ricker and Bond.
Really, I haven't been in analytics in weeks.
Go to analytics real quick, dude. It's a fun little chart.
I don't want to. I'm scared.
It's a fun chart, dude. We're looking at some interesting spikes, some interesting
big dip.
It was a big dip is a part of it. It corrected
is it
big.
Of the Instagram.
I don't think so, because the first spike happened before the Instagram.
Instagram's
but-
blowing up.
Kind of.
Like, I'm
You
getting
gotta get those
stopped on the
good memes.
street. Like, are you that guy? And I'm just like,
You're getting beat up, dude. It's
For
fake
me?
fans.
no, sir.
Good news on the fake fan front. The
The fakest.
T-shirt, Ricker and Bond T-shirt
Yeah.
has been shipped to your man's out in Norway.
How
It'll
much do
only
I owe
take
you?
about
Like
a year.
$40 a year. That's less than I thought.
It says like $20, but I'm kind of expecting there to be some hidden fees once Mans gets it at his Norway porch.
Did you make him sign the agreement that he has to take a picture and then send it to a friend? We should have signed it. We should have signed it.
I sent a personalized note that will be
Really?
computer generated.
Did it say "fuck you, you fake"?
It
fan?
said it did. This is exactly what it said. Hold on.
What if they never heard us refer to them as fake fans on the pod, and they're just like, "What the fuck?" These guys are dicks.
This fan right here. His name is Peter, right? This man knows exactly what goes down, dude. He hopped in the Instagram, and just with the most egregious cockiness, he said, "I'll take the T-shirt." No,
I'll take the T-shirt.
Like he knew.
He'll take it.
Like he.
What
knew
did I tell
no
him
one
to
hit us
say?
up, dude.
I told him this. What did I say? I say I want my free. What did I say? Give me my free T-shirt.
Something like that.
I'll take the T-shirt. The hubris.
The goddamn cockiness.
The fakest fans I've ever seen.
This is what I said. To our fakest fan, we at R&B applaud you for your loyalty to the most profitable brand on earth, Ricker and Bond. If you don't send us a picture of you with the shirt, your fakest fan label will be revoked. It's tough words. It's scary stuff right there.
You don't want to be an unfake fan.
You don't want your blueprint being the fakest fan revoked from you. It's the only thing that you can value that has worth in this life.
What's our fucking password for Anchor? Not a sponsor. Actually, yes, a sponsor.
Let me say it out loud. Definitely, dude. Have you?
God
you
damn
gotta
it.
listen. Let me actually see. I might have. I feel like I didn't. Try the one with the G. You try the password with the G in it. This is good content. Talking about the password to the only thing that has value of the brand.
Oh man.
Here, I'll look
Oh
it up.
man, this better be it. I accidentally deleted our account. We have to make a new one.
We recorded a new ad that you hear before this trimester and after this trimester and after the second trimester and boy gee willikers, dude, if that's
Crispy,
not the
haven't
best
heard
ad
it.
I've ever heard, bro.
Oh god.
I put a
I can't
sound
wait
bed
to-
under it. I
Oh,
put
no.
it's like it uplifts your spirits every time you listen to it, and it's like, yo, I want to buy things. Is what happens when you hear the music, dude.
So listen up, Target. Listen up, Walmart. Throw us our bag, bros and girls.
Did you
Money.
see?
I mean money. Talking about money.
Two things. One, briefly before I talk about the next thing, did you ever see the movie Us by Jordan Peele of Key and Peele?
I think so. That was the black one.
All his things are black.
Yes.
Just the deepest African skin. Did you actually see it?
Yeah,
where
I
they
think
have-
so. I saw. Yes.
At least
Yes.
the trailers and shit. I was watching like the like trailers, like the movie clip stuff on it on YouTube. So I basically
Right.
basically just watched the whole thing.
So you're literally just shitting on Jordan Peele and his art. Literally.
Yeah.
Every night after a hard day of filming Key and Peele, doing those stupid ass jokes with his fucking buddy from college, he comes home to pour his soul into his true passion, writing and directing. And he makes that wonderful work of art, which I don't even remember being that good, by the way. Doesn't matter. And then you just skip through it. How
I see
dare
the
you.
10 best clips of what he put out.
What about the
And
11th best clip? What about that
You know,
clip?
the 10th best clip actually didn't show the ending, so I had to find another YouTube video that was entitled "Us Ending Explained," and so I wrapped it up. I wrapped it up with that YouTube video, and then I encompassed all of his hard work into about 11 YouTube clips, and I was pretty satisfied.
That's disgusting. When I don't want
That
to
was
watch
cool.
a movie, when I don't want to sit through a movie, I don't disrespect the artist. I just stop watching where I am.
I sat there in my underwear, just laptop plugged in, looking at my Wi-Fi, and I wanted to make sure that Jordan Peele didn't get the satisfaction of knowing that someone watched his beautiful piece of work in its full capacity.
Egregious. Horrible. I bet you talk during the movies too.
Number 2, I would never do such a thing. There was one movie I saw, like 22 Jump Street or something. Like the sequel
That's
to
a good
21
movie to
Jump
skip
Street.
through. I was skipping that.
I sat there and I saw it with my family in a super small theater, right? And I was sitting next to this super fat lady. She was on my left, and my family was to the right. Just a huge lady. And my family was like, "Are you sure you?" They literally texted me, said, "You sure you want to sit there? You sure you want to sit there? We can switch places with you if you don't want to sit next to that giant."
But they accidentally sent the text to the lady and not to you. Like the signal went to her phone and not to yours.
So I got that text. And I was like, "Oh, fucking don't! Yeah, I'll sit next to a lady. Stop being stupid idiots." Because they thought, I would be distracted by her fatness or something.
They thought she was gonna eat your popcorn.
Little did they know that this movie, I laughed my fucking ass off the entire movie, so fucking loud that they thought I was just stoned to the gills, and I wasn't. But I was getting high because I was depriving myself of oxygen because of how hard I was laughing. And at the end, they're like, "I thought we were supposed to save you from the fat lady. We should have saved the fat lady from you." Except flip those phrases.
I get it.
Yeah.
You laugh?
It was the one movie I was fucking... It was the whole movie. I was just bawling, laughing, dude. It was funny.
Did I see that movie? 22.
It was the one they were in college, dude.
I think I saw it. I probably saw it in like a hotel or something. I was like, this is bullshit.
You saw the 10 best clips of it on YouTube?
Nah, I saw the full film.
Did you see the post of Joe Budden I made on Instagram?
No. What was he doing?
He was talking
Spitting
about
on
Quibi,
someone?
right?
Yes, Quibi.
So Quibi died, and he brought it up. Just
is it died for sure, or is it dying?
Yeah, it's dead. It's dark in December.
Oh wow, that was fast.
That's what I'm saying, man. So he brought that up with just the most conviction of money value, right? Because they raised like $1 billion, right? Go dead in a couple months, and then Joe Budden was like, and their subscribers, he was saying, he had his vengeful podcast number mind on, and he was saying that they had like the only amount of people that went past the free trial was like 100,000 subscribers. So they raised $1 billion for 100,000 people to stick with them. And he was like, I was over here asking for 250 mil, and we got a whole gang of cash that can follow us from platform to platform. Obviously, my shit was not overvalued. If anything, undervalued, Joe Budden was saying about his brand.
Damn, that's right.
Pretty
How much was Quibi, though? It was like $7 a month?
$5 a month.
5 times 100,000. 500,000. Did they actually raise $1 billion?
Yeah.
Quibi. They didn't raise $1 billion. Did they really? That's a lot of money.
I think they raised $1 billion, man.
They raised 500 million.
Are you sure?
Quibi ballparked the company's current value at 500 million. How much is Quibi worth?
Nothing now.
What company owns Quibi? Let me fucking see.
I think it was
Quibi okay, this is from March 4th. Quibi closes on 750 million as its date with Destiny approaches. So it was worth almost $1 billion.
Okay.
Oh wait, actually no, it is more than $1 billion to date. Quibi has raised 1.75 billion.
1.75 billion in investments Quibi got.
We talked about this on Hit Podcast, Processing Power, for all you tech junkies out there, and Alexander was saying that this was because Quibi was meant to be watched on a commute, and it launched at the head of a pandemic.
Yeah.
So
didn't do it any favors.
Yeah. I remember I was laying in bed beginning of quarantine watching Quibi, and I was like, this would be great for the bus, and then I closed it and never opened it again.
Yeah.
You know?
Super packed behind a paywall. There's no like free barrier of entry.
No, that's not true. They had a free trial.
You gotta put in that credit card.
It was just Apple Pay.
I say, you got a 7-minute video. Put that shit up on Instagram or something. But yeah, it was quite the event.
Nah,
for
fuck
something.
that, dude. I'm glad they tried something, dude. Fuck giving Zuckerberg that money. They tried and failed.
I'm not like on the platform of Instagram, but I'm saying have some little free trailer that people can watch.
I think it was like a good idea in practice because I'm really into Hollywood putting a lot of muscle and power behind mobile video.
Yeah.
Because
it was kind of an evolution of streaming again. I think someone will probably take it and do some kind of home run with it in the future. Because I thought it was a really cool idea. The
Quibi
tech was
wanted
cool.
Apple to buy them.
I could see that for sure.
If Apple was like, nah, that would have been. I feel like that would have been pretty okay. They could have called like Apple TV something else,
I think
Or they
if
could've
it did well for a couple months, then Apple might have been cool with it. But I mean, is there anything besides like the tech of it that was really that amazing? Besides short videos?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if the shows were like good. They were like high budget, but that doesn't really mean they were good. A lot of celebrities had shows.
Like unless the technology of different mobile video streaming was proprietary to Quibi, I don't think that there was a whole lot of value.
All the fucking money was for using the same cameras and shit and the same crew they used to make TV shows and movies for Quibi. So what if they just stopped making original shit and made it like user centric, but then they wouldn't be able to charge probably. It would have to be ad based. Like compete with TikTok or something.
That'd be quite the pivot for Quibi.
That'd be a huge pivot, but not that much because you're still watching it on your phone. Still the same orientation. Just
you go from TV to social, basically.
Yeah. Stranger things have happened.
Quite the
Stranger
pivot
things have happened.
in the Quibi boardroom. Which I'm a
Walmart
board
wanted to
member.
buy TikTok.
Interesting.
That was weird.
Well, was that when it was getting pushed out of the U.S.?
Yeah.
That's I feel like different because that's like something just kind of randomly popped on auction, and a bunch of companies were like, "Yo, this is on auction now. It's pretty low price right now. What if we put our little signs up and get our value assets in there?"
Stranger things have happened. Bro, Apple was like, yo, let's make a fucking phone. That was crazy back then. It's kind of weird to think about it now because everybody makes a phone. But like, nobody made phones back then. Fucking Motorola, a couple people, LG, and they look weird. And Apple was like, yo, here is this.
They hit up that Gap. That Gap band in the market.
And Quibi wouldn't even be doing anything new. They'd just be doing something they already know works. They take some money that they probably don't have. They'd be like, anybody, please just scrape us 10 million and we'll pay some influencers to make Quibi accounts and make some shit and we'll get some people over here. That's just me. I don't know. Hire me?
So guys, Instagram, right?
Yeah, Instagram.
We become a better Instagram.
We take them. We Instagram. You see, they copy Reels. We're gonna copy. They copy Instagram. Copy TikTok. We're gonna copy Instagram. We're just gonna do it. We're competition.
Let's all in the second trimester. Really, just enjoy this ad. It's one of the best ads we've done.
It's
take
clean. It's
pride in our
crisp.
ads. Super crisp. Sure SM7B, which, by the way, I have a little cliffhanger for you. There's some Sure SM7B news, dude.
Thank God. I've been waiting all day for that.
Second
Sure, some
trimester.
7B news. All right, we'll be back.
Psycho analyze. Leave all of your inhibitions behind tonight. Let's test all the pretty shots. Does the indigo go
Thank you, 88 Rising and Nikki, for joining us live in the studio.
88 Rising for the Asians, by the Asians.
Yes.
Listening, not by Asians, by more than just Asians.
I am not Asian. I enjoy that song.
As far as you know, dude.
As far as I know. Never mind, I hate it. Never play it. Take it out of the episode.
That was
Today.
quite poppy, quite Ariana Grande production and voice.
Ariana Grande, dude. She's tatted up. She's yadded up, bro.
Ariana?
I didn't know she was so inked up.
She's gonna look saggy when she's a granny.
It's gonna look not good. Already looks not good, in my opinion. In my humble opinion, it looks like stickers.
My humble, who am I, though, dude? Who am I? I'm just a $1 billion podcaster.
I'm just $1 billion. Like, what can I say? She could buy me several times, but I'm just a man with.
But I have a pod. She doesn't have a pod.
She doesn't have a pod. She has several platinum records, but
No pod.
she doesn't have a pod. No, not a single
have
pod to be found.
A framed pod picture up in my room, dude.
That's
it's
right.
over my bed.
Look at that painting back there. See that?
Black.
Black, like my soul, like my shirt, like my bedspread, and also like my pod.
If you go to adobehouse.live/store, you can purchase right now your very own Bon Gen t-shirt.
Yes,
it's a black
we're selling
t-shirt.
them.
It will remain a black t-shirt.
It's the blackest black in the universe, actually.
It's the deepest black. You know that one video that was in your YouTube algorithm a couple years ago, and it said, the blackest black can get? That is the black that is made out of this black t-shirt.
That's why it's $300, so enjoy.
Plus tax.
Plus tax.
And on sale.
And on
For
sale. Got any
$20.
links, dude? Got any links in this bitch?
Oh, man. Why'd you bring that? We could have just riffed, dude. You don't want to riff about things, dude? Black t-shirt's funny as hell, man.
Actually, dude, I was kind of hoping we could talk about voting real quick.
About what?
About voting.
Yeah, please. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was thinking like maybe if you don't mind, we can briefly discuss what's on the ballot for California.
Sure.
Talk about our opinions and get our fellow friends out there to vote. In
America,
they haven't already. I don't believe in voting by mail. I don't believe that shit exists. I'm gonna crawl my ass to my neighbor's garage and vote and smoke a cigarette while I do it because America. Prop 14.
What's on it? What does it say?
Stem cell research.
No. God.
Yes. Everyone's favorite. This prop would generate the money to keep California Institute. I can't even read this writing. Anyway, yes is if you want California to keep funding stem cell research, and no is if you don't want them to. I personally vote yes on that.
Gut was like, sure, keep going.
Sure, why not?
There's also this, the thing about props, dude, and politics in general, and kind of life, is that there's always more
exist.
under than the face value,
Oh, bro, trust. That's why I write my own props. When I go to vote, I write down like 12 or 13 extra props that I would like to see in my community.
What's
And they
prop
say,
number
sir,
one for you? What's your BJP one?
100 push-ups mandatory. Everybody in the county. As soon as you wake up. 100.
That's prop one. Prop two, you ask? 400 in the evening.
Damn.
What other?
Actually,
what
this is
props you
boring.
got,
Let's talk
man?
about something else.
What other props? No,
It's
no,
just
man.
so much
Keep
shit.
going. No, dude, don't be bad. What you got, dude?
Business property taxes, Prop 15.
Okay.
So how it works right now is, let's say you own a business property, correct?
Sure.
You buy it in 2020 for $1 million. You will pay 1% property tax on that, plus 2% year over year for inflation, for as long as you own it, and you'll only pay it on the price that you purchased it for, correct? So Prop 15 will make it so that you pay the property tax on the current market value of your property. So 5 years down the line, you'd be paying presumably more if your property appreciates in property tax versus now you'd only be paying what you paid for in 2020. So yes, on Prop 15 if you want commercial properties to be taxed based on today's market prices. No, if you want to keep things the way they are. Me personally, I say keep things the way they are.
I'm buying so many commercial real estate properties right now in 2020, dude. What if we bought it pre-2020?
Well, 2020 was
know.
just an example. It's like whenever year you bought it.
I see.
Yeah.
Is it retroactive? Like if I bought that shit in 1984?
If you bought it in 1984, you'd be paying what you bought in 1984.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's for commercial. I'm pretty sure there's another one. I'm pretty sure Prop 19 is the same thing for like your house.
I see.
Yeah, but we'll get to that one.
Hell yeah, dude. What's 16, bro?
16 is restoring affirmative action. So it would allow universities and government offices to factor in someone's race, gender, or ethnicity in making hiring, spending, or admissions decisions. Yes, if you want California to allow affirmative action again. No, if you want to keep things the way they are.
I see.
It says it wouldn't create racial quotas in university admissions. Already happening in 42 states.
No racial quotas. But you can look at people's race for just colleges or for
this is for universities and government offices. I don't know if it's private. Maybe it's just public universities.
Perhaps. I lean all right on affirmative action.
I don't know. I mean, affirmative action's like, I guess good, but I'm also against like giving a black person a job just because they're black, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, what if they're not good at that job, and they were just given it?
See, in my head, that's not how most of affirmative action works.
Or if it's like between a black dude and an Asian girl, and the Asian girl's like a little better, but they're like, yo, we got 30 Asian girls already. Let's pull this black dude in, you know?
Yeah.
But like, and they can do it at their discretion, but like, should they be forced to do it?
I see that case for sure.
Yeah, so that's just me.
I see.
I didn't know. I already thought it was a thing in California. But I guess it isn't.
Sick, dude. What's 17?
17, letting parolees vote. The release of a prisoner before the completion of a sentence on the promise of good behavior. Right now, California prohibits state prisoners and parolees from voting. There's around 50,000 parolees who can't vote right now in California. It would allow them to vote, allow parolees to run for office if they're registered to vote and haven't been convicted of perjury or bribery.
So, like, if you broke your parole, what goes down?
If you break your parole, you go back to jail, right?
Yeah.
So probably not. I mean, I think they should vote. Run for office? I don't know. Maybe like when they're off parole. But that's not what this says.
I don't know. That's kind of interesting. My gut leaned. I don't know. It's interesting because like parole is kind of like your like purgatory between jail and like testing if you're gonna fuck up breaking the law back.
Yeah,
as a free citizen, you know.
It's kind of like time out.
So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It depends on like what is like how long is a parole usually? A couple of years or so.
I don't know.
Long ass time.
if you're on parole, you probably were doing okay, not getting into trouble in jail.
Yeah. I don't know. I think my first lean was kind of okay for that one, in terms of if you're on parole, you might as well, you're in society a little bit. You might as well be doing societal stuff. I don't really think it's that bad to run for office if you're on parole. Like if you break it, I guess you're back in jail, and if you don't break it, then you're doing what parole is supposed to be. So I'm kind of okay for that off top. What you got for 18?
18. Voting age at 17. It would allow 17-year-olds to vote in primary and special elections if they will be 18 and eligible by the next general election. 19 states and Washington, D.C. already do this. Yes, to allow them to vote. No, is to keep it the way things are.
So, like, it's 2019. I'm 17, but I'll be 18 in 2020. So I'll be able to vote for, like, governors and stuff when I'm 17. Is that what you think you're thinking it is? Special elections if you're 18 by general election.
Yeah, I think that's what it's saying. I say no.
Young cats voting, you don't like it?
I just think too few high schoolers are like brushed up on enough politics. You know?
Sure.
I feel like you kind of gotta take it serious to a degree. I mean, to a degree.
A lot of people vote just because that's what their vague orientation is for politics.
Yeah, but like a lot of people are like...
That's the majority of adult voting.
I give more people more credit than that. Because like, especially if you're like, I don't know, the head of your house and you make, I don't know, the most money, you're just like, all right, I gotta vote for what will affect my income the most, or like my family the most. And like 17, 18-year-olds are just like probably still living with their parents, probably never had a job, you know? Like, I do see an argument, well, in 4 years they'll be like 21, you know? So they could like make a decision for that. But I don't know. I think 18's a solid age.
Yeah. I tend to agree. What you got for 19?
Portable property tax break. Right now, property taxes are based mostly on the value of the home when it was bought, not its current market value. A Californian that inherits property can rent it out for what a house costs right now and still pay taxes based on when it was purchased. So that's right now. So this prop would allow California's 55-year-olds or older to keep their tax break when they buy a new home. Let people that inherit property keep the tax break only if they live in it. This would encourage these people to free up houses for growing families. So let's say you buy a house when you're 35 and you're paying property tax on it or whatever, and you live in it until you're 60, and then you move to another house. Under California law right now, you still are allowed to pay the property tax on the house, your first house that you bought, because you're considered a senior citizen. And I'm pretty sure it's only if you buy a house in the same county. So it would have to be in this. And another thing is, like, if you inherit your house, you still pay the property tax on that you pay when it was bought, right? So yes, on this prop, if you want seniors to keep their lower property taxes when they move and change laws around for inherited property, no, to keep things as they are. What? You want seniors to keep their lower property taxes when they move and change laws? Here's property can rent it out for the house costs right now and still pays property. Now property is based mostly on the value of the house.
I think my gut
I think this
was
was already a thing.
kind of keep the same property tax.
Yeah, I'll go yes with this too.
What you got for 20?
Damn, 20.
How many are there?
There,
100?
20, 25.
Oh, okay.
One more, and then we'll go to the next trimester.
Okay.
Crackdown on crime. Supervised release preliminary period of freedom for recently released prisoners after the completion of their sentence. Property crimes equals shoplifting, carjacking, arson, vandalism, theft, and arson. It would give prosecutors new flexibility to charge some property crimes of more than $250 as felonies rather than misdemeanors. Increase penalties for former inmates who violate the terms of their supervised release 3 times. Require law enforcement to collect DNA samples from people convicted of certain misdemeanors to be stored in the state database. Double the number of felonies that disqualify prison inmates from being able to apply for early parole. This one's all over the place.
Say that second thing again to up the time limit of people already in.
Increase penalties for former inmates who violate the terms of their supervised release 3 times.
Okay, that one's kind of okay. But what was before that?
Give prosecutors new flexibility to charge some What?
So increase time that for people that have broken parole more than 3 times?
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
I don't know. My gut right away was kind of like, nah.
You want to... Okay, yes is to increase penalties for some property crimes and make parole harder. No, if you want to keep things the way they are. I say yes for penalties, stronger penalties for property crimes. I can't fucking stand people that tag shit. That shit's gross.
Sure.
Like tag your own house.
You want that to be a felony?
I want that to be 50 years in jail.
That's absurd.
Especially, no, not really, but I want that to be like enough to scare people to not do it.
A felony?
You know? I think if you're over 18, yeah. If you're fucking tagging things and you're an adult, if you're a kid,
felony.
Bro, downtown's disgusting. It looks gross because of this stuff. We pay the highest taxes, the second highest taxes in the state. It looks disgusting. San Francisco doesn't look like this bad. Because they're fucking tough on their taggers.
They got felonies?
I don't know if it's a felony. Like there's felonies for like a lot less shit, like weed some places. Like a gram of weed in Arizona is like a fucking felony.
That's absurd as well.
Like you're destroying your own neighborhood. People gotta be like afraid to destroy where they live.
Sure.
You know, there's other ways. You can, I don't know, paint your own place, dude, or have an art fair or something.
Sure. What do you have for 20 in the next trimester? Give them that clip.
In the next trimester, we're going to come back with rent control.
Whoa, dude, you got to stay around for that one.
It's a big one, dude. Don't want to miss it.
See ya.
Oh, shit. Oh, here it goes. Everybody out there go run and tell your homeboys and homegirls it's time for Keenan and Kel. To keep you laughing.
It's time for Ricker and Bond.
Touch that dial, don't read the room. Cause they always in the summer frontin' and you don't want to miss it. It's double K like do the good way. Yes, Keenan and Kel, I should have said Kel and Keenan. And you gotta watch Keenan cause Keenan be scheming with a plan or a plot to make it to the top. But they kinda in the middle cause they always getting caught. This ain't the Hardy Boys or a Nancy Drew mystery. It's just Keenan and Kel in your vicinity like Siegfried and Roy or Abbott and Costello. Magic and Kareem or
Bro, we need a fucking song like that. I'm going to find a rapper. I'm going to write a song. I want to produce a song. And I'm going to be like, yo, bros, rap this fucking shit.
Coolio and the G-Funk production.
Oh, God. That'd be so hard, bro. Somebody with some fucking swag, though. Someone with some soul.
Coolio.
Coolio has to do it. Oh.
Bro, Coolio, what is that, the 90s?
If I had the money, bro, I would give Coolio a call. You know he needs the money.
Coolio's a great meme, dude. Coolio's been a meme for me ever since like I would say like Coolio in a text or something, and then it would automatically link to Apple Music Coolio. And I thought that was funny. Coolio's
Can we
great.
parody that song? Would that be? Is that against the law? Is that
No,
parody law.
parody's okay with copyright.
Same song? We just insert Ricker and Bond, just like that, just monotone.
It also doesn't really rhyme with Ricker and Bond.
Yeah, we gotta change some things around. We'll work on it. New theme song coming soon.
Ricker and Bond, third trimester. Your pals, your favorite place to be. Go over to Instagram, Ricker and Bond. We got memes, we got clips. If you don't want to sit through an hour of 3 trimesters, we got little, just digestible little clips of the best bits, dude.
Super digestible.
You probably won't see
tomorrow.
Probably won't see any of these props in those clips because they're not really funny. But you know, we reel you in with the gags, and then we give you the specific California props. California
That's right.
Like 64% of Anchor, I believe.
Yeah,
San Jose.
Everybody's check the fact that.
Shout out San Jose.
Shout out San Jose. All right, rent control Prop 21.
Yeah.
Right.
Super excited. Don't sigh.
Some cities that have their own rent control laws, but their power is limited now. There's a state law that caps yearly rent increase at around 8% for most housing. Rent control equals government program that places a limit on the amount that a landlord can demand for leasing a home or renewing a lease. It would allow cities to expand stricter rent control for property more than 15 years old. Yes, if you want cities to expand rent control. No, if you want to keep things the way they are. Thoughts?
Is it like percentage from the last rent, or is it just a flat rate of you can't go over this?
I don't know.
I would be
around 8% yearly. So if someone's paying, what's 8% of 1,000?
Close.
What's
to
8% of 1,000?
It's 80.
Okay. So like the landlord, I guess I was paying 1,000, wouldn't be able to go higher than 1,080. Government controlling the market? Not a fan, but also high rent in LA?
I mean,
super high?
You're saying you don't want any legislation of housing in America via the government?
Well, no, there has to be. Because then everything would just revert to fucking racism. To fucking redlining and shit.
It's private, dog.
But it's not private, dude. Half the land in California is owned by the government. It's private. I mean, it's public until it's bought by someone. But fuck, what was I gonna say?
Rent control.
Do you think if there was no rent control, prices would just skyrocket? Or do you think someone would be like, yo, this neighborhood's mad expensive. I want to open an apartment for half the price, and then everyone else will be forced to drop. You know?
I don't know. I'm sure. I feel like there has to be some kind of case study in the history of the world that has done that before.
I feel like there has to. It's probably the way it was, and someone was like, yo, this shit's whack. We need rent control.
Most likely. I don't know. It's kind of on the head of it. It sounds like you price a lot of people out of being able to purchase a place to live.
Also, I don't know. Do you think rent control would encourage...
Stop saying I don't know before you have an idea that you say out loud.
No, I say that because I don't know how I'm going to phrase it.
Sure.
But I know what I want to say. Do you think a landlord would be incentivized to just jack it up 8% year over year? Because he's like,
if they find someone to rent, then yeah.
Yeah, they're just like, fuck it. This is as far as I'm allowed to go. I'm just going to inch up as much as I can each time. I don't know.
If an owner of a property can find someone to pay that rent, then most likely they'll do it to the most extreme of the spectrum they can. Disagree, agree?
I agree.
22.
I don't know. I'm not a landlord. I probably will be one day, but right now I don't own anything except my car and my boosted board and my phone.
I tried to put it from that perspective, but I don't know. I'm thinking of more than just myself, kind of. Which
Next
is why I say
prop.
percentage. Prop.
Oh, this is a good one. The one you've all been waiting for, Prop 22, gig worker benefits. Gig workers in this context are workers that work through apps such as Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash. There is a bill in effect right now that forces companies like Uber and Lyft to recognize their drivers as employees. Pros, benefits and protections. Cons, it takes away some freedom / autonomy that drove people to the job. It would reverse the bill but guarantee drivers a minimum level compensation such as health care subsidies. Yes, if you want gig workers to be independent contractors. No, if you don't. Here's my thing with this.
Mm-hmm.
If they're employees, do they have to be on a schedule? Is it essential for an employee to be on a schedule?
That's a good question.
Because I feel like it's not.
Well, that is the definition. One of the definitions of a 1099er is that you're not obliged to go to what hours. Like you're not under that constraint of an employer's hours. With a litany of other stuff as well. But that's a good question. If you're an employee, if that means you have to be under a time limit that's set by your employer.
Yeah, because if that's not the case, then I would just say, yeah, make them employees. But if they're going to be constrained like that, I would say not, keep it the way it is.
Mm-hmm. That is interesting. I'm not sure if you could say you're an employee, you get benefits, but you set your own schedule.
Yeah,
my first thought was that I feel like that's not true. I feel like if you're like a W-9, like you're... I don't know if it's set by the employer or not. That's interesting. Because you can't really have like a if you're a W-9, you have to do a certain amount of hours. No, that is true. If you're under a certain amount of hours, you can't be classified as an employee in California.
That's true.
Then you'd be a 1099. That's what happened to me.
Yeah, there's also like a fucking thing on part-time and full-time. If you work more than, I think it's 40,
yeah,
you have to be a full-time. That's what was fucking bullshit at my job, dude, because they didn't want to make me a full-time employee even though I was working 1 million hours a week.
Yeah.
So they would push my hours week to week to week. So instead of getting a fat check, I would get a bunch of little checks.
Yeah.
And it was kind of lame. It's also
well, I think that's kind of
illegal.
That's kind of what the, prop is a bit.
Yeah, so they'd also have to pay like probably more taxes as employees. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll keep that in mind.
Heavy, man. There's a lot of
That one's
pros and cons
heavy.
to both of those.
Do your research on that, everybody. If you live in
Either way,
California,
the people
if you
that
don't, have fun.
Sorry.
Have fun. Either way, or
You're gonna have
I don't
to.
know.
People are gonna have to deal with whatever it goes down to.
Kidney dialysis rules 23. Treatment for kidney failure.
That's a no for me, dude.
Let's skip it. Don't even read it. Everyone's gonna read this and be like, no. And like people are gonna be like, I desperately need this to pass. Treatment for kidney failure that rids one's body of unwanted toxins, waste products, and excess fluids. 80,000 Californians use in dialysis clinics. It would require kidney dialysis clinics to have at least one physician during all operating hours. Require kidney dialysis clinics to report infection data to the state. Require requires that operators get approval from the state's health department before closing a clinic. Prohibit clinics from discriminating against patients based on insurance type. I say yes.
I don't know.
Wait, you don't want California to add more requirements? Yeah, I say yes.
Say it again. I didn't even have a lean.
It would require kidney dialysis clinics to have at least one physician during all operating hours. Require kidney dialysis clinics to report infection data to the state. Require that operators get approval from the state's health department before closing a clinic. Prohibit clinics from discriminating against patients based on insurance type.
Yeah, that sounds all okay to me.
Sounds like it checks out. Prop 24. We got 2 more exciting props left.
Can't
Stick
fucking
with
wait,
us. Data and privacy.
Super niche, dude.
Super fucking. It's Ricker and Bond. There's a data and privacy law that passed in 2018. That means that the man that proposed it has more changes to it. So this would change the data privacy, by letting you tell businesses to limit the use of sensitive data such as location, health, race, religion. Prohibit businesses from holding onto your data for longer than necessary, allowing the government to fine companies for violating children's privacy rights, creating a new state agency to enforce the privacy law, investigate violations, and assess penalties. Reducing the number of businesses that have to comply, making it apply to companies that buy/sell data of at least 10,000 households a year. I say yes.
I remember before there was something that was related to that child protection law. I don't recall what it was specifically, but I remember it was kind of like a Trojan horse of, it was some kind of murky water, and they kind of put it under the umbrella of child privacy, which is why I said a lot of these props have a lot of embedded stuff that goes over people's eyes, and which I always have with skeptic. But most of that sounded okay to me.
Hold Mark accountable.
What else we got, dude? What's 26?
I'll never let Mark in my home. Abolishing cash bail.
What?
Now people that have not yet been convicted of a crime have to pay an amount of money decided by the court in order to be released until the court date equals bail. This money is collateral to ensure the person will appear in court. If people can't afford this amount, they A, sit in jail until the court date, could be months. B, borrow money from a bondsman who usually asks for 10% interest. That's a lot. It would eliminate cash bail and replace it with an algorithm to assess a person's risk for not appearing in trial. Yes, if you want California to switch from cash bail to a risk-based algorithm. No, if you want to keep the system as it is or require waiting for a better option. Damn, that one's heavy.
I see the case for, people that charged with a crime don't have enough money. 10% is a lot. I sympathize with that and think it should probably be better. Swift, different to an algorithm doesn't seem the most great thing to me in my head right away.
What if you're the most innocent guy in the world?
Yeah.
And the algorithm fucks up. But you have the money. But they don't take cash bail.
Yeah. It doesn't seem the most.
It's probably less likely than the other option, but.
Doesn't seem the most ideal to me, but I do think that there's definitely some fuckery with money and the prison system. But I don't know. I wouldn't vote for an algorithm right away.
Damn, dude.
Maybe
That's
if you have some intertwine it slowly for sure, but I don't know. Especially algorithms plus government is kind of bound to fuck up. And I guess you take the human aspect of bias out of it, but I don't know. I think human bias is also necessary sometimes.
What does the algorithm take into effect? Take into account?
I would assume some priors, maybe.
Priors.
If you have a mean look on your face.
Skin color. Credit score.
See, that sounds absurd to me. Like, what are you gonna put in that algorithm?
Oh, Black, he's not coming. Asian, what are you doing here, man? Get out of here.
Yeah, because then, I mean, you're kind of just skewed to a bunch of statistics. Which is that what the justice system should be?
Statistics? Yes, everything should be statistics. Absolutely.
Do you think so?
Yeah, like everything. Cases take evidence from other cases all the time.
Mm-hmm. So
like,
you
statistics is science.
So then
But I don't know. I just think it's a little soon. I just think it's a little soon to put so much faith in an algorithm for something that important right now.
But you would
Maybe
want
10
100% faith in statistics.
Well, algorithms use statistics.
What I'm trying to say is, like, what if you had just purely statistics and no human judgment on it? Is that something you would want?
Oh, you just look at statistics?
Yeah. 'Cause that sounds absurd to me.
Nah, I wouldn't want that. But statistics are important.
Sure.
Statistics are important for, like, everything. Like, science is based on statistics. Research is based on statistics.
Sure.
But, like, I don't think you should be like, yo, this guy statistically will not come. You know? I don't know. I don't think
that sounds murky.
that's not necessarily, I don't know, that's not necessarily my qualm, because, you know, computers are way smarter than us, or they have the potential to be, and I just think we're not there yet. In 2050, that may be the way to go. Right? Maybe everything should be based on statistics.
See, that's not something I'm willing to completely give up to.
Really?
You have no human judgment on anything?
This is just, I think there should always be, like, a human judge.
Yeah.
But we're going to get to a point, and I really strongly believe it's going to be in our lifetime, where we're going to look at each other and we're going to be like, yo, we're low-key powerless. We're lucky these things don't have any desire to take us over, because we're fucking stupid compared. Like,
that's where the Yang and the Musk stuff comes in. And that's why it's
so
scary that people aren't
us.
Talking about it.
Like, even just using Google Maps to get to your job, that's statistics being shot at your phone at the speed of light, you know, real time.
Statistics plus the justice system.
Yeah, well, hey, there's a lot of fucked up judges too, man.
That's true.
A lot of judges that take money,
which is kind of what that prop was saying.
This is my final point. I say the intent is there, but we're not there yet. It's too soon.
Sure.
It's too soon, because humans are flawed, but computers are still a little too flawed to replace humans.
Sure. I think even, like, the ideal smartest computer can be flawed for humans. Do you know what I mean when I say that? In the term of, like, the powerlessness stuff. Which is why I think you have to have some human safe traps for human sake.
I think the smartest computer engineers purposely dumb computers down.
Yeah.
Because they're afraid of what they can do.
Yeah.
I said this before on the pod. I think it would be, I don't think this will ever happen, but I think it would be fucking interesting if, like, a company, I was going to say the president was an AI. Maybe not the United States, but of a country. It just took in a bunch of data, and it made the best decision based on statistics, based on history, based on the economy, based on crime, based on everything, right? And then we would just watch and see how that country, like, works, you know?
Yeah.
They could be like, all right, based on all the history, based on all the economic systems, I'm going to pick the best one that made the most people thrive, and this is the one we're going to do. And then everyone just follows it.
Yeah.
You know?
That future is kind of dark in a human perspective right now.
Who controls that AI though? Is it another country? Is it a private company? Is it the government? Who knows? It's me. I do.
We'll see in a couple years, I guess.
We'll see in 2021.
That's Prop 26.
Oh man, daylight savings is this weekend, so get ready for that winter depression about to hit hard. Packed with that COVID depression. Ooh, it's gonna be great. We'll be back on Friday.
Yeah.
With more beautiful Ricker and Bond.
whouse.live/store. Get yourself a Ricker and Bond t-shirt if you want to. We should package some more stuff into that. A personal note or something. A video. It's Patreon, I guess.
The COVID vaccine with every shirt. Free.
Ricker and Bond episode 213, I believe.
So many. All right. We'll catch you later. Bye.
See y'all.